Hey guys, this is Aegis, and this is the third game between Empirekas and Beastyqt, and it looks like they've switched colors. Over here is the red Terran, Beastyqt, and all the way across the map, we do have our blue Terran player, Empirekas, going to be playing on Metalopolis here. This looks like the latter version of Metalopolis, no funky supply depot business at the bottom of the ramp, so we'll see what these two players decide to do in this game. They are cross positioned, so the potential for extremely long and exciting game like last one is quite possible. We had a great game on Tal'Darim Altar with Beastyqt almost coming back near the end, trying to take it away from Empirekas, but Empirekas was able to take it away from Beastyqt and bringing it to this third game. Again, supply depot up at the front for Beastyqt and a refinery in the back, so we'll see him probably go for that Blue Flame Hellion build once again. And the same thing here from Empirekas, going to be building a supply depot near the mineral line. This does block Hellions from being able to run here and then go all the way past and doing tons of damage to the mineral line over here. But it does not do anything for the Hellions that may run by here and try to do some damage from the side of the gas. Of course, there are these gas vents over here smoking all day long, trying to prevent you from seeing inside there. Of course, most pro players will throw down a supply depot down there so they can see exactly what is going on. Barracks coming up for Empirekas, and Beastyqt grabbing his barracks slightly later. He's got the gas mining and he'll have just enough money to throw down his orbital command and his factory as soon as that barracks is complete. Empirekas getting out a couple of Marines before going for any additional tech. We have a SCV scouting around the map right now, and the orbital command has been started for Beastyqt, and his factory is also on the way. We should be seeing a tech lab real soon to be able to grab those Blue Flame Hellions early on. Actually, Beastyqt doesn't have too many units out in the field right now, and he's not even ready to scout as of yet. First Marine does pop out and will be able to deny that SCV scout that is moving about for Empirekas. Empirekas is going to be grabbing his factory right now as well as the second gas. And that SCV is checking the gold expansion, and it will be scooting back over here. And it does look like the Marine is parked on the ramp, will be able to shoot away at that SCV and prevent it from getting it into the main. And it looks like a starport getting thrown down by Beastyqt is grabbing the second gas, and he's going to be changing it up a little bit. It will be Banshees with Cloak in this matchup, and it looks like the starport has been started by Empirekas. He's also going Banshee, just in a slightly different order, and it looks like Beastyqt will be able to get his Banshees up ever so slightly faster. So we'll see who is able to do the most amount of damage. We have Hellions coming out for Beastyqt as well. They are going to be guarding the ramp over here. Banshee is coming out, and the cloak upgrade should be started real soon, unless he's decided not to go for that. More Hellions going to be popping out. Looks like Banshee will be rallied to the back, and still no cloak upgrade. And it looks like that SCV is that Hellion actually going to be scouting over here, and it looks like a complete wall off will be completed by Empirekas. He's got a Banshee coming out. Cloaking field getting started by Beastyqt. Two Hellions up at the front trying to do some damage over here. They will be retreating, and a tech lab coming up on that factory will be able to start some siege tech, as well as the command center popping down for Empirekas. First Banshee is moving out across the map right now for Beastyqt. Will be able to try to do some damage in the main. Looks like mainly Marines for Empirekas right now, and he is starting his Raven. The Banshee from Empirekas is headed out across the map, and that Raven is not going to be out on the field in time. And it looks like that Banshee is going to be able to get in here and do some damage. Not quite yet having the cloaking upgrade, but the Banshee already has one kill. We'll be backing up a little bit to while waiting for that to finish up, looks like the Banshee will be retreating for the moment. Looks like Beastyqt almost not paying enough attention to that. The Banshee over here from Empirekas trying to do some damage. Looks like there are no Marines out to deal with this. A Viking is popping out for Beastyqt, and it looks like that Banshee is well past that. 8 kills on that Banshee, and the Cloaked Banshee from Beastyqt. 7 kills on that so far, and a Scan still getting saved up, and it looks like that Raven is out and about, will be able to detect and force that Banshee out of here. 9 kills on the Banshee, and it looks like this Banshee 15 kills, and the Viking not paying attention either. And the missile turret finally getting up. Probably like to see a cancel and a pull from all of the gas here. And finally, the Banshee from Empirekas does get cleaned up, but Beastyqt is so far behind. He's lost 19 workers, and he's only killed off 9. He's got these 2 Hellions over here. They are not Blue Flame, will not be able to do the damage necessary, pulling all of the guys off of gas so he can get some sort of mineral economy back in action. But with this expansion up for Empirekas, as well as additional barracks coming up, it's going to really be very difficult to hold off the next push. There's even a Raven out, ready to do some point defense drones or dropping some auto turrets. Viking poking out a little bit, 1 Sea Shank back at home. Sea Shank is finishing up, but no additional Sea Shanks will be on the way for any time, or no additional factories or tech anytime soon, just because there's just not that much money to go around. There is an orbital command, but it's just going to be really hard to float that out. And over here, Empirekas keeping a nice watch on his economy here, keeping 2 Sea Shanks and the vast majority of his air forces back at home to make sure no additional Banshees decide to pop in here and do some damage, also preventing any sort of Hellion harass. And Beastyqt here is feeling the pain. He's sending out 2 Hellions. He's got 1 Sea Shank in the main, and his Viking is also doing some guarding action, but it's so hard to come back. We'll see what he decides to do. He has some options here, possibly trying to sneak an expansion over here, dropping the mules there, and making Empirekas think that he doesn't actually have an expansion anywhere. We'll see where he decides. Looks like he will be taking the natural expansion, and is at 43 food to the 62 food of Empirekas. He does have his engineering bay, and again, in TVT it's really difficult to push, especially with those Sea Shanks sieged on the high grounds here, so Beastyqt has a chance of being able to come back. Looks like the push is coming out from Empirekas. He has his 2 Vikings heading the charge, a couple of Marines and 3 Sea Shanks, and that 1 Raven. It has enough for the point defense drone, as well as the auto turret. Not too many things here actually need to be point defense drones, so actually the auto turrets will be great choices. Throwing them next to those tanks will cause the Sea Shanks of Beastyqt to siege each other, and here comes the push from Empirekas. 3 tanks and a couple of Marines. Scan going down, and the Viking has landed as well. The Hellion's going to be advancing forward, trying to do some damage. The Vikings also landing auto turrets going down from the Viking, and the Sea Shanks now sieging up from Empirekas. This expansion will be denied, and it's going to have to be forced back into the main, and a couple of Hellions retreating here, trying to do some damage, but Empirekas has secured a very nice position over here. A Raven doing some spotting, and only 2 Sea Shanks left on the field for Beastyqt. Everything remaining is actually just a worker, and the 2 Vikings going to be doing some damage against that orbital command, advancing forward. The Raven sees that there's nothing here that can actually shoot up, and it looks like that command center will be able to make it back into the main, and the Sea Shanks are going to be inching their way forward. Empirekas should be reinforcing this real soon with a flood of units. He's got plenty of Marines, some Marauders, and Sea Shanks back at home. The 2 Sea Shanks from Empirekas do go down, but he still has the air superiority here with the Raven and the 2 Vikings completely uncontested. Raven almost ready to throw down yet another outer turret, going to be able to do some harassment in the mineral lines, and it looks like that orbital command may just barely land over here, and it will land, and the Vikings will not be able to do any additional damage. But here comes the push bunch of Marines, Banshee coming out as well, and a Viking combat shield is finishing up for Empirekas, and it looks like those Vikings and the Raven here. GG from Beastyqt. That Banshee showing up was enough to end it, killing off a tank, and this game goes to Empirekas. So from what I know, this was a best of 3, so Empirekas does take the best of 3. Congratulations to him. This was at Intel Extreme Masters. I picked up the replay from Gosu Gamers, and if you do enjoy what you see here, please do subscribe. This is Aegis, signing off.